An 89-year-old man in central San Antonio had been waiting 4 months for Kia to fix his van, but a local dealership said they couldn't find the parts to do it. Then the man called KENS 5 reporter Andrew Moore, and things got moving pretty quickly.
Jim Ellis had been without a ride since December when thieves broke into his Kia Sedona and ruined the key cylinder. He had it towed to World Car Kia, but 4 months later, they still didn't have the parts to fix it. But after we called Kia corporate, they found those parts in 48 hours.
They broke the window on the passenger side, and then they started to work trying to start it.
Thieves weren't able to steal Ellis's Kia Sedona, but they still did plenty of damage. The van's been sitting at this World Car Kia location ever since, and when Ellis previously called them, there was no repair in sight.
Still no parts, it's on back order. Every time.
And without his wheels, the 89-year-old says life was even more difficult.
I have bukus of doctor's appointments, and I have to depend on friends. Somebody had told me, said, why don't you call KENS 5?
So finally, he called KENS 5, and we visited the dealership last week. At first, the service manager also told us the part was simply unavailable. But after our visit and our calls to Kia corporate, Kia expedited Ellis's case. And then 2 days later,
The local called, we found the part.
spokesman James Bell said the company went to extra lengths to find the parts they needed.
Yeah, we scoured the country when we heard of Mr. Ellis's situation to make sure that all available part supplies were looked into and able to identify the needed parts, and they're now in transit to the local dealer.
Ellis is now hoping to get the van back by the end of this week, and he's glad his friends told him to call KENS 5.
If it hadn't been for you, I don't know when I'd have got the car.
Kia also told us social media-inspired vehicle thefts have hurt their part inventory and led to situations like this, and they've upgraded more than 1 million vehicles to try to slow that down. Ellis says he's just glad to be back behind the wheel. For Call KENS, Andrew Moore, KENS 5.
Awesome job. Now, if you have an issue you can't quite seem to get resolved, give us a call, 210-470-KENS, or head to kens5.com/call KENS. There's a form there. You fill that out. Tell us about your problem. We'll do whatever we can to see if we can get you some help.
It amazes me, though, that he was told that the parts were on back order for months, but within 48 hours, they were able to find those parts and get it fixed.
In fairness, though, like the corporate guy said, you know, the thefts, the social media challenge, all of that has probably just hammered their supply of the parts. So, but you make that phone call, it gets done.
Yeah, I'm sure they're putting out all kinds of fires because of that, I'm sure. But you know what? You're not going to call Ghostbusters.